Good evening. You are very welcome. I would like to invite you to take a seat, please. We are going to start. Good evening to our members and friends who follow us online. Nice to see you, and thank you for joining us. Today we observe Yom HaShoah Ve'Gvura, the Remembrance Day of the Holocaust and the heroism. We remember the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising was the major act of Jewish resistance against Nazi Germany during the World War II, taking place in the Warsaw Ghetto in 1943 during Passover. It was the largest single revolt by Jews during the war, aimed at resisting the final effort by Nazis to deport the remaining ghetto population to extermination camps. In many places of the world, they remember Yom HaShoah Ve'Gvura yesterday night. We still, here in California, it's still clear, still Yom HaShoah Ve'Gvura. And I would like to start with a reflection about this painting by Salvador Dalí that reflects a little bit what the proposal of the Nazis during the Second World War. If you see this paint, you can see faces. You can recognize persons, but not faces. And this was exactly what the Nazis try to do with our people, and they change their names by numbers. They change their names by two names. All the females receive the name of Sarah, and all the males receive the name of Israel before their own name. They try to change the mind of our people. When we see this picture, we can see the way of suffer, pain, no freedom, and they try to change the relationship between the families because they try to separate the families. They try to put the human being in the lower place. They try to say, you are not human. Jews, you are not human. And they are looking not as humans. Humans have face, have smiles, have head, hair. They cut the hair, and then it was really very difficult to recognize who was a man, who was a woman. It was very difficult to recognize the ages. It was very difficult to recognize if the person was the same person of your family. They dress everybody in the same way. They put everybody in trains, in trucks. They kill our people by hunger, by illness. Nobody touched the Jews at the ghetto. It was the Judenrat. It was the Council of Jews who had the power inside the ghetto to lead the Jewish life inside the ghetto. And the Judenrat, the Council of Jews, had the authority, and also they had police, Jewish police. They took care for the orders of the Nazis. But the Nazis, at the beginning, they didn't enter to the ghettos. The word ghetto, before the World War II, means neighborhood. After the World War II, became something negative. When we are thinking about ghetto, we are thinking about a part of the neighborhood when nobody can enter and nobody can go out. And many people, many Jews who were spread around the cities came to the ghetto, and perhaps one apartment for one family became a home for 3 or 4 families. Each bedroom became a home. One kitchen, one refrigerator, one restroom became the home of 4 or 5 families. And who was lucky perhaps can enter to this room, but not everybody. No food, no medicine, no more classes outside the ghetto, no more work. A real difficult situation. We were together trying to survive through the way, through the prayer, but the Nazis were very smart. The first people that they killed were the leaders, the rabbis, the teachers, president of the institutions. They try to confuse the community without leaders, and when we don't have leaders, it's really very difficult to organize our lives. Then the ghetto became a place, the first place before the concentration camp, and we need to remember that at the beginning they were different camps. We didn't talk about the death camp, we talk about the concentration camp. It's supposed to be a place to work hard, but not a place to go to die. And we need to remember the gypsies, we need to remember the LGBT community, and the Jews. They were the first who suffered from the Nazis, from the Nazi government. And we need also to remember that the National Socialist Party won the elections, free elections. But after the elections, they didn't allow other parties to exist. And this is very important to remember. Because everything starts legally. But after 1930 till 1933, the life of the Jews changed completely in Germany. They couldn't be owners of their own stores. They couldn't hire Germans to work for them. It was mandatory to sell their stores, their companies. If you was a doctor and you was working in a public hospital, it was forbidden for you to work. If you was a teacher in a public school, it was forbidden to you to work. If you need some attention in a public hospital, it was forbidden for Jews. They were chairs in the squares just for Jews. There were chairs for Jews inside the buses. And we can see this in different times of the history in many places of the world, also in America. Just 82 years ago, a big hate against our people. And in one conversation, they say, why the Jews were responsible for the Second World War? Why the Jews? They create an enemy. They create an enemy. They can create other enemy, but they decide to create an enemy in the Jews. And they develop this hate. But this hate, it's not a new hate. This hate came for many years ago. It was a different hate. It was a religion hate that now became a political hate against Jews. And at the beginning it was an intellectual hate, but with the murders it became a hate not just that affect intellectually all the population, also the body. They try to kill the Jews. They start in Germany, and they spread this hate all around Europe. And I don't know if you know, but they had a plan to continue to exterminate the Jewish population also in America. They plan to finish their work in Europe and then to move America. When I'm talking about America, North America, South America, the plan was to move and to come to the new continent and continue their work. They couldn't, but they continue to spread the hate. And nowadays we call neo-Nazis, new Nazis, okay? The ideology continues. They died, they are not anymore, but the ideology continues, and many people continue to hate our people, and it's very difficult to understand why. But it's real, and we saw this 2 years ago in our own land, in the state of Israel. The hate continues, and we need to continue to remember. This is why it's so important to remember. It's a way to say to Susie and to Ruth that you fight, but we are part of your fight. And you don't give up, and you show us that your generation didn't give up against the Nazis. You are a winners. You are a winners. And we survive with you. When we listen your stories, we are survivors. And we, as a community, we have a mission. Our mission is to talk to others about your story. It's not the story that I open a book and I can read in a book. It's your story. It's your personal story. And we are so lucky to know Susie and Ruth and hear directly from them that it was not a story that the writer wrote. No, it's part of a real story. Why was different in that time than in our time? They didn't have social media, or they didn't have cameras in their bodies to show how they kill our people. But they had the hate to destroy and to kill kids, mothers, old people, young people, families, and entire people, the people of Israel. But we are here to say, Am Israel Chai. We are here to remember 6 million of Jews who were killed. We are here to say, never again. And we are here to remember the story. When a people don't remember his own story, this can happen again. And this is the reason. It's not a happy occasion to be here sitting in the end of the day, remembering something really sad. But we have the obligation to remember. And we have the obligation to talk to the new generations. Yesterday evening, during my bar mitzvah class with our student Beckett, I talked about Mordechai Anilevich, 23 years old. He was the commander of the ghetto of Bartha, 23 years old. The young people saw how dangerous was this administration, and they organized themselves to fight till the end, to die with dignity, to die fighting and not in the chambers. Let's start with our short ceremony. I will invite you to open your Sidurim. On page 653. 553. Sorry, 653. On the bottom of page 653. Eli, Eli, שלא ייגמר לעולם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם. O God, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sun and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart. I would like to invite you to open now the Sidurim on page 521. And I will invite you to 521.
We begin with silence, the silence of death, the silence after destruction. There are times when songs falter, when darkness fills life, when martyrdom becomes a constellation of faith against the unrelieved black of space about us. There are no words to reach beyond the edge of night, no messenger to tell the full tale. There is only silence, the silence of Job, the silence of 6 million, the silence of memory. Let us remember them as we link with our silence.
Thank you, Avi. Page 522. We candle these lights in memory of the 6 million Jews murdered by the Nazis and their collaborators. May the memory of the righteous be for a blessing. Zichronam livracha. I would like to invite Susie and Ruth to come here in the front. I would like to invite our president, George Yarmov. I would like to invite Rusty, please, to come here. I would like to invite Jason. Here, yes, you can. And I would like to invite our Melamedet Karoli. Please rise.
I light this candle in memory of Holocaust survivors who were members of Temple Bethel and are no longer with us. They are Lucy Ashwall, Ruth Caron, Jenny Farber, Rita Granada, Bernd Magnus, Irma Tilton, and Sarah Wall.
Caroline, let's remember Janusz Korczak and his students.
Yes. Do this.
To press. Yeah.
Press this?
Yes. Let me show you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Listen, Joe. Again? It didn't start? Oh. Okay.
Thank you very much. Can we turn to the places, please?
Thank you.
Please be seated. Page 522. אשרי הגפרור שנשרף והצית להבות, אשר הלהבה שבערה בסתרי לבבות, אשרי הלבבות שידעו לחדול בכבוד, אשרי הגפרור שנשרף והצית להבות. Blessed is the match consumed in kindled flame. Blessed is the flame that burns in the secret fastness of the heart. Blessed is the heart with the strength to stop its beating for honor's sake. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling flame. This poem is from Hannah Senesh, writer, and also she went to fight during the Second World War. And she went with the Jews, with the British Army, to fight inside Europe. It was really difficult to understand. There's so many things difficult to understand. In one way, the British didn't give to enter to the Jews in our land, in the land of Israel. In the other hand, they agree to receive Jews to fight against the Nazis in Europe. They went together. And it was the white book they call Sefer Alavam. And they used to say, let's try and let's go and fight like the white book don't exist, because it was written that it was forbidden for Jews to enter in Israel. And let's try to imagine that the white book don't exist, and then we can go and fight with the British Army. Really very difficult to understand. There are many questions till today difficult to answer. We have here 6 candles, and when we light a candle, we have 2 reasons in the Jewish tradition. We light a candle to commemorate, to celebrate, and we light a candle to remember. When we light a candle to remember, we don't bless the candles, because we don't have any reason to bless the candles. Blessing is something good. How you can bless a candle when you remember people who were killed? Then, as you read, in silence. We candle lighting in silence. We keep this silence and this harmony of the fire. You can see the harmony of the fire. This harmony that our brothers and sisters didn't have in the past. I also would like to remember that today the Armenian people, they remember the genocide, the Armenian genocide. And I have many friends for the Armenian community, and we need to remember and we need to fight together against every kind of totalitarianism, against everyone who tried to kill a people. Let's continue with our ceremony. Let's continue now on page 530, and I invite you to rise once again. אל מלא רחמים שוכן במרומים, אמצא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמות 6,000,000 אחינו ואחיותינו שנהרגו על קידוש השם. בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור ויצרור החיים את נשמתם, אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו ושלום על משכבם, ונאמר Amen. Daniel, do you like to read page 530 in English?
Fully compassionate God on high, to our 6 million brothers and sisters murdered because they were Jews, grant clear and certain rest with you in the lofty heights of the sacred and pure, whose brightness shines like the very glow of heaven. Source of mercy, forever enfold them in the embrace of your wings, secure their souls in eternity. Adonai, they are yours. They will rest in peace. Amen.
Please be seated. Page 531. Ani מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין, באמונה שלמה, בביאת המשיח, אני מאמין, בביאת המשיח, אני מאמין. אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין, באמונה, בביאת המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, בביאת המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין. I believe with a perfect faith in the Mashiach coming. Despite it all, I still believe. I still believe. Many people ask, where was God during the Second World War? And the philosopher Emil Fackenheim answered, the right question, it's not to ask where was God. The right question was to ask where was the man. I don't know how it can be that the human being is killing themselves. Humans killing other humans. Can we call them humans? It's really very difficult. But from the very beginning of the history of the humanity, Cain killed Abel. This is part of the Yetzer, of the instinct. Yetzer Tov and Yetzer Hara, the two sides that we have inside us, the good side and the bad side, the good instinct, the bad instinct, Yetzer Tov, Yetzer Hara. But many times when we have a tragedy, don't ask where is God. Ask where is the human being. Where is the man, where is the woman, where we are. This is the question. This is the real question when we have a tragedy. Let's pray now a special Kaddish that we find on page 533. Please rise. This is a special Kaddish, and after each word in Hebrew, we are going to add the name of the camp that we find in the left side. Page 533. Itgadal Auschwitz ve'itgadash Lotz shemer rava ponar be'alma divra chirute babi yar be'yamlich malchute maidanek be'chayechon ube'yomechon birkenau ובחיי דכל בית ישראל קובנו בעגלה ובזמן קריב יונס קה ואמרו אמן יהיה שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יתברך וישתבח טרסיינשטט ויתפאר בתרומם בוכנוולד ויתנשא ויתהדר Treblinka, Vitale, Vitalal, Vilna, Sheme Kudesha, Brechu, Bergen-Belsen, Le'ela, Mannhausen, Minkol Birchata Veshirata, Dachau, Tushvechata Venechemata, Minsk, Da'amiram Be'alma, Warsaw, Ve'imbru, Amen. יש למה רבה מן שמיה בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל באמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל באמרו אמן. Please be seated. Today I prepared for you a movie, perhaps a different movie. It's not a new movie about Shoah, but it's a movie that gives us the opportunity to teach about Shoah. There are many, many, many questions about the Holocaust. How it can happen, something like this, how can be that a people like the German people can do this and that. Many, many difficult questions to answer. And I don't like to talk about the movie, but I would like to invite you to talk after the movie. It's a short movie. It's from 1981, and the name of the movie is The Wave. Okay? You who are home, you will also can follow and you can see the movie.
Yes, I remember The Wave. It was one of the most frightening classroom experiences I ever had. It all started when we were studying Nazi Germany. The people selected for extermination by the Nazis were herded into concentration camps located all over Eastern Europe. The life expectancy of prisoners in the camps was only 270 days. They were worked, starved, tortured, and when they couldn't work anymore, they were exterminated in gas chambers, and their remains were disposed of in ovens. In all, the Nazis exterminated over 10 million men, women, and children in these concentration camps. What you just saw took place in Germany between 1934 and 1945. The situation grew out of the aftermath of World War I. Germany had been defeated. Leadership was at a low ebb. Inflation was high. And thousands were homeless, hungry, jobless. And Hitler took advantage of the situation to establish himself and his Third Reich. We all know the rest. camps, killings. What resulted was the most efficient death machinery ever devised. Robert, please excuse us if we're boring you. Amy.
Were all Germans Nazis?
No. As a matter of fact, less than 10% of the German population belonged to the Nazi Party.
Then how come nobody tried to stop them?
They said they didn't know what was happening. Eric.
How could you kill 10 million people without somebody noticing?
Yeah, that can't be true.
Well, after the war, the Germans claimed they knew nothing of the concentration camps or the killing. Laurie?
Eric's right. How could the Germans sit back while the Nazis slaughtered people all around them and say that they didn't know anything about it? How could they do that? How could they say that?
That was a very good question, Laurie.
I thought I was hungry.
That film really got to you, huh?
Yeah, it upset me. Doesn't it make you angry?
Laura, it was a long time ago. We can't change what happened.
I know. Still upsets me, though.
Hi, guys. Is it okay if we park, or is this table for leathers only?
Not if we're sitting here.
That's for sure.
Have a seat.
Hey, Davey. We're gonna win the big game on Friday, huh?
We better. Coach has been working our tails off. We'll kill him.
Would you forget about football? How about going to a dance? My church is having one tonight.
Sounds great, Amy, but David and I have to study.
You know, if you two don't stop acting like hermits, you're gonna end up like Robert over there.
Hi.
Hi, darling. What's up?
I missed you at the faculty meeting.
What time is it?
Oh, it's okay. I covered for you.
Thanks.
What are you reading that's so fascinating here?
Some terrific stuff here. Look.
Rise and Fall of the Third Reich? Hitler? What, are you cramming for a degree in dictatorship?
Yeah, well, one of my students asked me a question I couldn't answer today.
Oh, welcome to the club.
All right. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about discipline. Oh, wait, now hear me out. Now, this can be exciting. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Now, I'm talking to you about power. Power through discipline. Success. Success through discipline. Nobody here wants a taste of power and success? Okay. Here we go. David, Eric, you play football? You know it takes discipline to win. What about ballet dancers? Andrea? You know it takes long, hard hours of work for them to develop their skill. Same goes with painters working at their craft, scientists. It is all discipline, control, the strength of the will. Well, there's something we can do to experience power through discipline right now. Shall we try? Begins with posture. Amy, come forward, please.
Teacher's pet.
The proper seating posture will help the concentration. Strengthen the will.
Boy, is this stupid.
First, put your feet flat on the floor.
This is history, did I come to PE by mistake?
Now, place your hands flat across the small of your back and force your spine straight up. Can't you breathe more easily? Relax. Now resume the proper position. Relax. And again. Everybody look how Robert's legs are parallel. His ankles locked. His knees bent at 90 degrees. See how straight his spine is. Chin back, head forward. Very good, Robert. Now, I want you all to get up and walk about the room. And when I give the command, I want you to return to your seats as quickly as possible and assume the proper seating posture. Come on. Up, 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 up. Take your seats. No. Now let's try it again. Now the quieter and more controlled you are, the quicker you'll be able to reach your seats properly. Excellent. Half the time. Now, there are 3 more rules which you must obey. 1, everybody must have pencils and note paper for note-taking. 2, when asking or answering a question, you must stand at the side of your seats. And 3, the first words when answering or asking a question are Mr. Ross. Right? Brad, who was the British Prime Minister before Winston Churchill?
Wasn't it the...
You weren't listening. Remember? Discipline. Robert, show Brad the proper procedure for asking a question.
Mr. Ross.
That's correct. Thank you, Robert. Again, Brad?
Mr. Ross, wasn't it the Prime Minister?
No, too slow, much too slow. From now on, your answers are to be as short as possible. Now sit down and try it again.
Mr. Ross, Chamberlain.
Now that's the way to answer a question. Punctual, precise. What country did Hitler invade in September of 1939? Andrea?
Mr. Ross, I don't know.
Still a good response, Andrea. Amy?
Mr. Ross, Poland.
Excellent. What was the name of Hitler's political party?
Mr. Ross, the Nazis.
Good, Brian. Very quick. That was the short name. What was the official name? Laurie?
The National Social...
Sit down and do it again.
Mr. Ross, the National Socialist German Workers' Party.
Correct. Peter, who proposed the Lend-Lease Act?
Mr. Ross, Roosevelt.
Right. Who died in the death camps?
Mr. Ross, Jews, gypsies, and homosexuals.
Who ran the death camps?
Mr. Ross, the SS.
Excellent. Tomorrow's assignment is on the board. Class dismissed.
Man, what a rush, huh? Too bad all my classes aren't like that.
Sure beats taking notes.
That's for sure.
Hey, anybody can get this class to get it together like that is a genius.
Did you ever see anything like that? I was really getting into it. I can't believe it.
Fantastic.
it you? What are you feeling?
Discipline.
Well, discipline is one thing, but there's something more. It's community. Now, community is that bond between people who work and struggle together. It's building a barn with your neighbors. It's feeling that you're a part of something that's more important than yourself. A movement, a team, a cause. And like discipline, to fully understand community, you have to experience it and participate in it. Now, everyone, repeat our two mottos.
Strength through discipline, strength through community.
Now, we need a symbol for our new community. Something for members of this class only. A wave is a pattern of change. It has movement, direction, and impact. And from now on, we will be known as the wave. And this will be our salute. Robert, what is our motto?
Mr. Ross, strength through discipline, strength through community.
Very good, Robert. Remain standing, please. Now, Peter, Amy, Eric.
Strength through discipline, strength through community.
Now, Brian, Andrea, Laurie, join them and repeat.
Strength through discipline, strength through community.
Louder.
Strength through discipline, strength through community.
Strength through discipline, strength through community. Strength through discipline, strength through community.
Louder.
Strength through discipline, strength through community. Strength through discipline.
It was incredible. Everybody was saluting and repeating the motto. You couldn't help but get caught up in it.
Ooh.
Paper. You know, really wanting to make it work.
But I don't like it, Laurie. It sounds too much like brainwashing and mob psychology to me.
No, Mom, it's nothing like that. Honest, you just have to be there to feel the positive energy in class to really get what's going on.
I am for whatever will make kids pay attention to anything these days.
And that's really what it's doing. Even Robert Watkins, you know, the class creep, he's even a part of the group now.
But you're supposed to be learning history, not how to be part of a group.
What do you care what your mom says?
I didn't say I agreed with her.
Well, you didn't say you disagreed with her either.
Listen, I was just telling you what she said.
How does she know? She can't possibly understand what the wave's about unless she's been here to see it work. Parents always think they know everything. Hey!
Who was that?
I don't know. He's not in our history class.
Now, you all have membership cards. If you turn them over, you will find that some of them have been marked with a red X. If you got a red X, you are to be monitors and will report directly to me any members who don't obey our rules. Discipline and community are meaningless without action. Now, discipline gives you the right to action. A disciplined group with a goal can take action like a well-oiled machine Now, through hard work and allegiance to each other, you will learn faster and accomplish more. But only if you support one another, and only if you work together and obey the rules, can you ensure the success of the wave. Now, you are all to actively recruit new members. Each new member must demonstrate knowledge of our rules and pledge strict obedience to them.
Mr. Ross, for the first time I feel like I'm part of something great.
Mr. Ross, this is like being born again.
Mr. Ross, I feel the same way.
Mr. Ross, I'm proud of the wave.
Strength through discipline. Strength through community. Strength through action. This is strength through community.
Strength through action. Strength through discipline. Strength through community. Strength through action. Strength through discipline. Strength through community. Strength through action. Strength through discipline. Strength through community. Strength through action. Strength through discipline. Strength through community. Strength through action.
I'm not going.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
Laura, this is a very important meeting. All the new members are going to be there.
So what? David, don't you think you're taking this whole thing a little bit too seriously?
No, I'm not. You're not taking it seriously enough. Look, Laura, you've always been a leader. The other kids, they've always looked up to you. You've got to be at that meeting.
That's exactly why I'm not going. Let them make up their own minds about the wave. They're individuals.
I don't understand.
I can't believe how crazy everybody's gotten. David, the wave is taking over everything.
Sure, because the wave makes sense, Laurie. It works. Everybody's on the same team. Everybody's equal.
Oh, that's terrific. Do we all score a touchdown?
You know, you're just against this thing because you're not special anymore. Because you're not the best student in the class now.
That's not true, and you know it.
I think it is true. Now you know how the rest of us felt listening to you and Amy always giving the right answers.
David, you're being stupid.
All right. If I'm so stupid, why don't you go find yourself a smart boyfriend? Here's a pamphlet, learn all about the wave. Here you go. Pamphlet, learn all about the wave. Here's a pamphlet, learn all about the wave. Achieve your goal. You can drink it. Read. Strength's very good.
Robert, what are you doing?
Mr. Ross, I'm your bodyguard.
You're my what?
I want to be your bodyguard. You see, Mr. Ross, for the first time in my life, I feel, well, nobody makes jokes about me anymore. I'm part of something special. I just don't want anything to ever happen to you. Mr. Ross, please let me be your bodyguard.
Break it up. Strength through discipline. Strength through community. Strength through action.
Amy. Amy, read this article that I wrote.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm submitting it to the school paper.
Well, you can't say these things about the wave.
Well, why not? They're true. Amy, the wave has become an obsession with everyone. No one's thinking for themselves anymore.
Come on, you're just upset. You're letting your argument with David get to you.
But the wave is hurting people. Everyone's going along with it like a flock of sheep.
Lori, please don't submit this.
I already have. I know what I have to do.
I gotta go.
Mr. Ross, can I follow you home?
Oh, thank you, Robert. That won't be necessary. You have homework.
Honey, I need to talk to you for a moment.
Can it wait? I gotta finish this before class tomorrow.
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about. This wave thing. It's just becoming too disruptive. You've got to put an end to it. Half of my class has been skipping just to go to yours. I mean, you've disrupted the entire school. And it isn't just me. All the teachers are complaining.
Well, they just don't know what I'm trying to do.
Did you know that the school counselors have been questioning every student in your class? I mean, even the principal's concerned about this now.
Well, don't you think I know that? I know what they're saying about me, that I'm crazy with power, that I'm on an ego trip.
Have you thought they may be right? I mean, think of your original goals here. Are they the same ones you have now?
I thought you were on my side.
I am on your side, but I have seen you these last few days, and I don't even know you. You have become so involved in playing this role at school that you started slipping into it at home. Honey, just turn it off.
Not yet.
When? After you or some of these kids do something you'll all regret?
Well, I can't stop now. They'd be left hanging. They'd be confused. They wouldn't have learned a thing.
Well, let them be confused.
No, I can't do that. Now, I'm a teacher. I have responsibilities to them. I have to push them until they get the point.
Well,
I'm teaching these kids the most important lesson of their lives.
Well, I hope the principal agrees with you because he just called and he wants to see you right after class tomorrow.
These are all lies. She can't be allowed to say these things. It's not important. Nobody cares what Lori's writing or what she has to say. But anybody who reads this will get the wrong idea about the wave.
And this is the second article she's written.
Relax. There's always going to be people who won't believe in what we're trying to do.
But if we don't watch out, those people are going to ruin it for the rest of us.
Lori Saunders is a threat. She must be stopped.
Don't worry. David and I'll take care of it. Hey, here she comes.
Let me take care of this, okay?
Okay. As long as she understands how important this is. We're not playing around with games anymore, you know?
Hey, Lori, can you wait up? I gotta talk to you. It's real important. It's okay. Nobody else is coming.
Well, I'm not used to seeing you by yourself anymore. Where are your troops?
Look, Lori, will you just listen to me for a minute, please?
David, we said everything that we had to say to each other the other day. Now, I don't want to rehash it, so just leave me alone.
Lori, you gotta stop writing that stuff against the wave. You're causing all kinds of problems.
The wave is causing the problems, David.
It is not.
Look, Lori, we want you with us, not against us.
Well, count me out. I told you I quit. This is not a game anymore. People are beginning to get hurt.
All right, so few people are getting hurt along the way. But it's for the good of the whole. Why can't you see that? Look, it's a new system. We can make it work.
Not with me, you can't. Let go of me.
Look, Lori, you've got to stop.
David, let go of my arm!
Lori, stop writing those articles and keep your mouth shut about the wave.
I will write, and I will say anything that I want to, and you can't stop me!
We can and we will.
I hate you! I hate the wave! I hate all of you!
Shut up!
Hi, what are you two doing here? It's late.
Mr. Ross, we've got to talk to you. It's real important.
Well, come in. Sit down. Can I get you something?
No, thanks. Mr. Ross, you've got to help us.
What's wrong?
It's the wave.
Mr. Ross, we know how important this is to you. It is to all of us. But it's just gone too far.
It's taken over, Mr. Ross. There's no room to be yourself or say what you really believe.
And all the kids in school are scared. They're really scared. Not only to say anything against the wave, but what might happen to them if they don't go along with it.
Kids are actually spying on each other. Some of them are even using the wave as an excuse to beat up on other kids.
Yes, the principal told me about that this afternoon.
Well, it's true. You can't even carry on a conversation without worrying about who's listening to you. We're really scared, Mr. Ross.
Lori and I haven't talked for days because of the wave. And tonight, I lost control and almost hurt her.
You've got to stop this nightmare.
You're right, and I will.
What are you gonna do, Mr. Ross?
Well, I'll take care of it tomorrow. I have to do it my way.
Robert, you seen this?
Let me see it. Mr. Ross, can I show you something?
Yes, Robert, what is it?
Mr. Ross, what does it mean? It's a secret code, isn't it?
The wave is upon us. Robert, you're right. Class, there's something very important I have to tell you about the wave. At 5 o'clock, there will be a rally in the auditorium for wave members only. Now, the wave is not just a classroom experiment. No. It's much more than that. Across the country, teachers like myself have been recruiting and training a youth brigade to show the rest of the nation how to achieve a better society through discipline, community, action, and pride. Now look what we've accomplished in 2 short weeks in this school alone. If we could change things here, we can change things everywhere. In factories, stores, in universities, all the institutions.
Mr. Ross. Mr. Ross.
Sit down, David.
But Mr. Ross, you said...
David, please. I said sit down. Now listen carefully. During the rally, a prominent political figure will reveal himself to all of you as our national leader. He will appear on television, and he will announce the formation of a nationwide Wave Youth program.
Don't listen to him, he's lying!
Can't you see what he's doing? Can't any of you think for yourselves anymore?
Robert, Eric, Brian, please escort these two out of the room and see that they stay out.
Amy, please listen to me!
They're lying! Don't listen to him, he's lying!
Now, I want every single member of the Wave to attend the rally. Each member of this class is personally responsible for a record turnout.
Everybody wear blue shirts.
Bring banners and signs. Mr. Ross, we can do it.
Good. And make sure that no one but loyal Wave members are allowed in.
Mr. Ross, yes!
I really couldn't believe it when my mother told me that Mr. Ross called the house. He wants to talk to us.
I know. He tried to reach me, too, but I've had about all the talking I can take from him.
David, is it possible that I was wrong?
No. No, Lori, you were right. We were both right.
Why doesn't anybody else see it?
I don't know. It's like they're all in a trance or something. Just won't listen anymore.
They've got to listen. David, we've got to make them listen.
I know. And the only thing I can think of is to try to speak at that rally.
It's worth a try.
Come on.
Okay, the auditorium is full. Close the doors. Guards in place? Okay, let's check all the doors. Make sure they're all locked. So. Mr. Ross, all the doors are secure and the guards are in place.
Thank you, Robert. In a moment, our national leader will address us. Robert?
Mr. Ross, yes.
Turn on the television sets.
Well, yes, there is. There's your leader.
Wird mehr gefordert als von den Millionen der übrigen Volksgenossen. Für sie genügt nicht die bloße Ablegung des Bekenntnisses, ich glaube, sondern der Schwur, ich kämpfe.
Now listen carefully. There is no national youth movement. You thought you were so special, better than everyone outside this room. You traded your freedom for the luxury of feeling superior. You accepted the group's will over your own convictions, no matter who you hurt. Oh, you thought you were just going along for the ride, that you could walk away at any moment. But where were you heading? How far would you have gone? Take a look at your future.
Als das Gebot ihres Herzens nichts hergerufen hat, als das Gebot ihrer Treue.
Yes, you would have all made good Nazis. You would have put on the uniforms, turned your heads, and allowed your friends and neighbors to be persecuted and destroyed. Fascism isn't something those other people did. It's right here, in all of us. You ask, how could the German people do nothing as millions of innocent human beings were murdered? How could they claim they weren't involved? What causes people to deny their own history? Well, if history repeats itself, you'll all want to deny what has happened to you in the wave. But if our experiment is successful, you will have learned that we are all responsible for our own actions, and that you must question what you do rather than blindly follow a leader, and that for the rest of your lives, you will never allow a group's will to usurp your individual rights. Now, I know this has been painful for you. It certainly has for me. But it's a lesson we'll all share for the rest of our lives.
Different movie about the Second World War, the different movie to reflect about totalitarianism, dictatorship. It was an experience, but these kids follow the leader, and you saw how they end. And it was not in a classroom, it was in an entire society, but the process was exactly the same, exactly the same. The movie started with a question: how can be that the German society changed their mind, and people who represent one of the most developed countries in Europe, they became soldiers and they became like slavers from the dictator. And we have many cases. I don't like to speak names, but everything started with democracy, in a democracy process, and became a time of persecution, and perhaps, and they say you need to exclude the people who don't think like us, and step by step they changed their mind, not just for one classroom, for the entire school, and grew up. I would like to hear from you your thoughts about the movie and this day, how you can compare. Can you give the microphone to Susie, please?
I believe that it was more than 10% of the population in Germany who were Nazis. And this was like the Hitlerjugend. He had hypnotic powers.
He was a good speaker. Yes, we need to recognize that he cultivated many people, and especially the young people. And we need to remember that Germany, after the World War I, had really very difficult problems in economy, society. They were not allowed to have army, and they had really very big problems. Other thoughts about the movie?
Everybody should know.
Speak in the microphone because the people...
Everybody should know that this wasn't just a movie. A group of psychological experiments with similar themes were carried out in the 1960s, and a lot of them were considered too dangerous ever to do again and have been banned because they were so devastating to those who had been involved and led and realized what they could be turned into.
Thank you, Paul.
It almost reminded me of the fungi. There's a fungus, this cordyceps, that takes over, its host, and it takes over the nervous system and it controls the body. This conformity was like a stimulant, and there was no understanding really of what they stood for. I couldn't really find this. I was looking for more. It just seemed like, what are we following here? There's this togetherness. It's like a gang, And it's funny how they were ostracized. You see that today in gang behavior, where if you are going to be a part of the gang, you're a part of the gang, and the only way out is through death. How do we get here? How do we get to this mentality where you can't escape? And one person's understanding, it just all happened so fast.
And we need to consider that part of the success, the great success of the Nazi, were the Minister of Propaganda, Joseph Goebbels. Yes, Goebbels put these things in the mind of the people. In that time was really very powerful, the radio and the cinema. Not the TV, but radio and cinema, they were really very, very strong. And they prepare specific movies showing how proud they are because they are the superior race, and how beautiful they are, and everybody was blonde and blue eyes. But the leader was not blonde, blue eyes, and he was not tall. Yes, it was exactly the opposite. Also, he was not German, but he changed the mind. Nowadays, yes, nowadays, one man in America is the owner for many companies of social media. Yes. Instagram, Facebook, and other ones. Just one who control what we are doing in our computers, in our cell phones. Yes. And these people, yes, also control what we can talk with whom, when, where. I talked before, when I show you the picture of Chagall without face, they did the same with the Germans. All looks the same. Same clothes, same paint, same way to walk. Ruth told me before that we start this activity that she remembered when the German army entered, the sound, yes? They walk, the march, yes? But it was like community, yes? They are one, and every one of them felt very strong. Yes, the first boy, or the last boy who was crying at the beginning, yes, everybody practiced bullying with him, and he became the bodyguard. He became very important, and he was very frustrated because he was nothing in the end. These people who were part of the army, okay, they were like these kids. And who was the army? The youth. And who was the worst inside the camps? The youth. They tried to show to the entire population how strong they are and how heroes they are. And they were the worst people in the army. The youth was the worst people. They killed more. They're torturing more. The worst things was did by the youth. Other thoughts about the movie. I would like to listen our members who are at home. You can also participate if you like. Please open the mic and give your opinion. Do you like to participate? Yes, no? Feel free.
I almost stopped watching because it was too painful to watch, but I'm glad I watched it till the end.
Thank
I
you.
remember the research on that. I remember the research that he discussed, and we studied that in school when I was in college. Yeah. Also, you know, not only in China, China was also a part of that. The youth, you brought up the youth in China were the ones that were tearing down the whole society for Mao. So this is not just Germany. Germany was horrible for us. China had its own issues, and now we have the same thing going on in the United States with groups of people that are following a leader mindlessly.
Thank you, Harvey. Any other one who is at home, online, who would like to participate, please? The floor is yours. Let's come here. Any other opinion?
What this shows is when you wear down everyone's identity and you take their identity away and their sense of youth and their sense of personality, and you reduce it down to that number, you might as well just stick the tattoos right here because that's all you've done. And when you've taken all sense of reason away from everybody, they will follow you. Whatever you say, whatever you do, and when you've got that charismatic ability to capture that soul, that's when you've lost. And they win.
This is the reason why we are here, to remember, but also to be careful about these kind of waves that exist in our society in different countries and different places, far or near. Yes, but this is not the movie. This is what happened. This is the real life. And this is what happened with Susan, with Ruth. And we are here to say never again. It's not a movie. We need to be careful where we are, because things like that can repeat in our time. And we need to prepare the new generations, and we have the responsibility to teach the new generations about the Shoah. It's painful, yes, of course. Nobody loves to sit and read and study about the worst period of our history, but it's necessary. It's necessary. If we don't take care to remember how painful was our past, nobody will take care of us. Yom HaShoah ve'Hagvura start to be, it's difficult to say celebrated, but start to be remembered with the modern state of Israel. And we have the Yad Vashem, that it's the National Museum of the Shoah. And it is mandatory when a president or a prime minister visit Israel, the first place that they need to visit before a meeting with the prime minister or the president, they need to go to Yad Vashem. Did you know about this? Okay, it's mandatory. It's part of the schedule of the visitors to go to Yad Vashem. This is the reason that presidents appear in Yad Vashem, putting flowers in the memorial. It's mandatory it's a law. Are you a guest? You need to visit Yad Vashem. You need to see, okay, what was happening with these people. The good part of the coin, yes, we were talking about the two sides of the coin. We have a strong state of Israel. With all our problems, but we have a state of Israel. In that time, we didn't have a state of Israel. Nowadays, many people, especially the anti-Semitic people, are against us because they don't like to see how the Jews can protect themselves from the enemies. In that time, nobody protect us for the enemies. And this is the reason that we went directly to the camps, to the extermination camps. No the American army, no the England army, not the Russian. They know about the camps, but nobody bombs the trucks. Yes, nobody. And this is one of the most important questions. All the intelligence for all the countries, they know about the mass murder, but they didn't do enough, nothing. And this is the reason why a small group of Jews in Warsaw Ghetto, leading by youth, fight by themselves, more than 2 months. And what the Nazis did, they bombed the ghetto of Warsaw, and they burned down the buildings. It was the unique way. It took more time to recover the Warsaw Ghetto than to enter to Poland and to fight against the Poland army. Yes, this is something that it's important to remember. And this is the other side of the coin. Yom HaShoah ve'Hagvura, we remember millions of Jews who were killed, but we remember our brothers and sisters who fight. And this is very important. When we remember this day, we need to say the entire name of the day. Yom HaShoah ve'Hagvura. Gvura means heroes. Heroes. Yes. we have the other side. And the heroes gave us the message of hope. They fight till the end. They know what will be at the end of the road. No possibilities to survive, but they fight. They fight. Okay? And this is the spirit of the people of Israel. We, yes, continue to fight. We are fighting now. We are in the middle of a war. And why we are fighting? Because we are on risk. And if something happens in Israel, be sure that something will happen in the diaspora. If we have a strong Israel, we have a strong diaspora. And we need a strong Israel, and we need to be together. Okay, this is the message. I would like to thank you for coming, for remember, and each one of you is part of this light. And we need to spread the light of hope, but the light of respect. Everybody needs to respect our people, but we need to practice also this respect between us. Nobody will respect us if we have divisions inside. And I would like to thank Ruth and Susie for coming, for showing us that we never give up. And we would like to thank, and each one of us is a survivor. If we don't talk to the next generation the message, okay, each one of us is a survivor, and we need to consider ourselves as survivors. We are survivors from this history. They are directly survivors, but we are survivors of the history. And we need to tell this history also, if it's sad, for the new generation. Let me end with a prayer, and I would like also to thank our members who follow us online from different places. Let's finish this ceremony, this Remembrance Day, on page 554. 554. I will read in Hebrew, and I would like to invite perhaps Carolee to read in English. 554. אב הרחמים שוכם מרומים, ברחמיו העצומים הוא יפקוד ברחמים, החסידים והישרים והתמימים, קהילות הקודש שהושמדו, והמונים רבים בשואה, ושנפשם נמסרו על קדושת השם, הנאהבים, הנעימים, בחייהם ובמותם לא נפרדו. יזכרם אלוהינו לטובה עם שאר צדיקי עולם, ונאמר אמן, עם ישראל חי. Please.
Oh, good. Okay, thanks. Merciful Parent who dwells on high, in your great mercy remember, in mercy, your upright, blameless, and deserving children and their holy communities that were destroyed in their great numbers in the Holocaust. Their lives were taken as they honored your name, beloved and precious in life. Even death cannot separate them from us. May God remember them for goodness along with all the world's righteous. And let us say, Amen.
And let us
Am
say
Israel
together,
Chai.
yes, let's say together to finish this
the
event.
bottom.
Am
Israel
Israel
Chai.
Chai. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow at 7. Tomorrow we'll have the service leading by Cantor Elliot with Marisa in flute. Thank you very much for attending this evening. and see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, Noah, for helping us with the tech.